Facebook, I wasn't even on Facebook until about a year and a half ago. I wasn't friends with anybody, not even my wife. And people would say, hey, I'll friend you on Facebook, or people would friend me, and people I knew really well, and they'd say, hey, you never accepted my friend request. And I was like, sorry, I don't use Facebook. I used Facebook solely to be access to group. I had a Facebook account for probably 4 or 5 years before that, but I used it solely to access groups, to be able to participate in different e-commerce groups or in different groups. But in end of 2017, someone's like, hey, you just got to get on Facebook. And I'm like, all right, I guess, I don't really care about what someone had for dinner. I don't care about what people are doing. I'm just about, let's make some money and have some fun. So that's why I didn't do it. I still don't participate on Facebook in a personal way. But because of my business and because of all the teaching that I do, I kind of needed to do it for business. So I said, okay, I think I made my first friend in December 2017. And now I'm at the max. I guess 5,000 is the maximum you can have on friends. And so I was just at an event and someone said, hey, I want to actually friend me. They can't friend me. And I was like, let me go delete somebody. So I have to go in there and find someone whose account has been deactivated or something. And I wasn't accepting just anybody. I had some rules and stuff. So now, I see Facebook more as a networking thing, as a marketing tool. I don't like Facebook. I don't like all this information they gather and what they know. I prefer not to be on it. I really don't use Instagram or any of the other social medias other than the messaging apps because I have to, the WhatsApps and the WeChat and iMessage and, all the different messaging apps because I have to. But social media is not really entertainment to me. It's business. So I'll use it to grow my brand, to grow my name, to put out some information if I'm doing something on the training side. As far as on the product side, the only place I use social media really is to launch new products. If I need to get the word out about here's a new product, I'll use social media. But I don't find it to be as effective as YouTube or direct marketing or email marketing or more of those one-to-one because it's more of an interruption medium. And people really aren't looking to know whatever it is you're pushing right there. They're there for other reasons. So you kind of have to uninterrupt them. It's kind of like television advertising. You kind of got to interrupt them, and I'd rather just hit the button that says skip, skip, skip.
Facebook.
Social media, build your Facebook page, build your Instagram, and there are, on these platforms, you can do paid advertising as well, and you can also do organic traffic as well. Like on Instagram, you can do the hashtags and everything. On Facebook, if you have some followers, they can buy organically, or you can do the paid advertising as well.
If you're not really well versed with social media, then I recommend hiring people to help you with your social media, or hiring a person to work for you to help with that.
You probably, when you're a social media manager, you get a new brand, you go and look at competing products to see a little bit what they do. Like, what are you looking for when you're looking at that? Like, what ideas are you trying to reuse?
Looking at competitors is definitely step one in any kind of social strategy. And the key things that you're looking at is what are their content types. I like to call them content pillars. So first you're looking at how do they market their product, and that's everything from what is the messaging that they use when they're trying to kind of hard or soft sell their product on social. What does the imagery look like? Secondly, being how do they or don't they engage with their fans and their consumers? Do they have a solidified brand voice? Are they fun? Are they funny? Are they more laid back and informative? How can we kind of do the opposite so that we stand out? So if your competitor is really, like showing a picture of a screw on a white background and they aren't really responding to customer inquiries that are just posted out in the open, you have a lot of opportunity to make really good photography and to be really engaging with your fans. So I think that's really important to just look at kind of what their content mix is and what's their community engagement.
Social media is probably one of the hardest because what happens, and it's probably more because it's misunderstood, social media can be very powerful, but a lot of people just come in and they just try to sell you. And social media is first you need to cultivate. You need to give, and then take. I think it's Gary Vaynerchuk called it what do you call it? punch, 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 and then right hook or something like that in one of his books. And so you too many people come in and they're like, hey, this is who I am, buy my product, it's pretty cool. You can't do that. You can use social media to build an awareness, to build a brand, and that takes, and then at some point you can come in and say, hey, oh, by the way, all of you guys, take a look at this product that I have for you, and it doesn't feel so salesy. So that's one of the harder ones, just because it's more of a longer play for a lot of people, and they don't quite understand. It's called cold audiences and warm audiences, and they don't quite understand. And they're not willing to put in that effort to really cultivate, to take the time to deliver value, true value, and before they do the ask. And so that one's probably one of the harder ones. A lot of people might consider direct marketing and direct mail because of the expense. People say, oh, it's too expensive to mail stuff out. But when you analyze that and look at what you're spending on Facebook or other mediums, it's actually cheaper with higher response rates. It's just a different way of doing it, and sometimes it's more upfront money than it is on something like Facebook. But there's ways to do testing and everything there as well. It's just not as instantaneous. And so that's where a lot of people want instant results. They want stuff now, and they're not willing to put in the time or understand that it takes time to really get the snowball rolling.
For example, we have someone that when people contacted us on Amazon, what he would do, he would write poems to them. Like, it was just something that he liked to do, and like people shared that like crazy on social media, and then I seen people share that on Reddit. And so just do things that make people feel special, like make them feel like they're not just a number. I think this is probably the most overlooked and most powerful way to grow your business. Unfortunately, it's not sexy. It's not like a step-by-step tactic, but it's something that I think you have to really incorporate into your culture of the business.
And of course, it really depends. For instance, like with this company, we had a lot of bad promotions when it comes to Scandinavia when there was sunny weather, because it's never sunny weather in Scandinavia. And then if you, for instance, post a Facebook message at like 2 p.m., nobody's going to see that. Nobody's going to like that, because people just like, they finish work earlier. They just go outside and play. That's how they work, because they never get any sun up there. And that has failed miserably so many different times. So bad timing.
Facebook. A combination of text and images, and you kind of have to bring out your personality a little bit. So if you just have a VA post those things and there's just pictures of your products, that's not going to do it. You have to kind of entertain the people that you are targeting initially, get them to engage in your content. So oftentimes that could be something really funny that you post in text in addition to an image and whatnot. And once you've gotten that audience, then you can start occasionally sprinkling in your products. You got to build engagement and get likes and comments.
Social media, have you used it a lot? Is it organically
Absolutely.
or paid? And how?
Both organically and paid. The paid version usually falls into I'm still a fan of likes to page if we were talking about Facebook, and not paying someone to like my page, but rather running ads and allowing Facebook to identify people that would be into the content on my page. And the number one workhorse for me on social media is actual contests. So something like a funniest caption wins contest. A recent one we did was a huge pile of coffee beans on the floor, and there was a baby on it, and it just said funniest caption wins, and the baby has this mischievous look. So it really resonated with coffee goers, and whoever gave a funny caption to that, which is user generated content, they could then share it out with their friends who probably also like coffee, and they would upvote their friend or add an entry of their own.
One other area that you can use that not a lot of people are using right now are the marketplace reviews. So you hire a film company or a production crew. They go out and they have real life. It's social proof. People are trying the product on the spot and giving their honest opinion, and then you can just cut them into snippets, and you can use them on your Facebook or on your social media to drive traffic back over to your website or over to Amazon. Those are just a few things.
I think that social media is still a really relevant way to promote your business. And depending on the type of product and the type of audience you're trying to reach, you should consider Facebook.
Social media is a good idea for all the products. That always is true. But what if you have boring products? I don't know, like nails, which you nail to the wall. Would you say that would work, or using social media for those, or not really?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like the best social media strategies that we deploy have very little to do with the actual product and more to do with, I guess, to steal a little bit from Russell Brunson, the journey or where it's taking you. So if I had a brand that we sold, 10 different styles of nails, I would sit there and say, okay, assuming the types of nails are for inside your house, I would create a social media group and page surrounding, DIY in your house or beautifying your house or leveraging, using a tool like VooPlayer to really leverage like these whole Dr. Oz and all these other We Build It type shows. And that's what it would kind of be built around, not nails. Nails are just something every single person that's into any of those things that I just named need, and I know it. So that's how I would approach that. I definitely would not create an ad showing how easy my nail goes into wood. I mean, that would die fast.
So it's very hard, actually. That viral formula is hard, right, to define. Like, what's gonna make your video viral? What would you say are the elements that help the potential virality of it?
In one word, storytelling. I think, it's a word that's used a lot in the e-commerce or in general the online industry, advertising industry, but it works. People want to identify themselves with the people that use the product or are in the ad or are in the video. They want something that's emotional, that touches them, or is extremely funny. So these are the key elements. And then it really depends on who's your target customer. I mean, millennials have a whole other kind of humor than, I don't know, people that are like my mother's age, for example.
At the end of the day, our customers are on Amazon. They go to Amazon, they type into that magic search box what they're looking for, and the products come down. They don't go onto a blog to search for a product because our products are boring. They're not going to see a product that we have on the likes of Facebook or social media and say, do you know what? That's exactly what I need right now. Because they go to Amazon, they're finding a solution to a problem in their workplace or their home or their motor vehicle or their garden. And they think, that is what I need. So I know where I'm going to go. I'm an Amazon customer. I've got Prime. I can get it tomorrow or the next day. I'm going to go on and search for it. And lo and behold, there it is. And I'm going to go and purchase it.
Consider Facebook